What's happening, guys? It's Sir William, and today I come to you devastated. That's why. I think I may have ruined my best piece of cooking equipment. You see, I love cast iron skillets. I use these at home, here, I use them out on the trail, I use them everywhere. And this particular one, what I did was I actually set it inside the fire in order to clean it and get all the old seasoning and everything off so I could re-season it. And what I did was I set it out to cool after it was done, and then I forgot about it. It rained all night. Now it's turned to this. I actually found out later on that you're not supposed to put them in fire because the uneven heat is bad for them. And as you can see, it did have some uneven heat because down at the bottom it got really, really hot to clean it, and then at the top it didn't. So today I'm going to fix it. I was just going to show you guys how to re-season a cast iron skillet, but now I'm going to show you how to restore and re-season a cast iron skillet. Now here's the deal. Whenever you look up on YouTube how to restore or how to re-season or clean or whatever a cast iron skillet, you come up with a ton of different ways. And they've got a bunch of different ways to do it, and a lot of them are pretty complex deals. Now, that being said, I, and probably like you guys, don't have a whole lot of complex materials and machinery, even in some cases, laying around. So I want to show you guys how to do it with the least amount of tools possible, the least amount of work possible, and with stuff that you probably already have or can easily get. So let's get started. Let me show you the tools that we're going to be using. So first and foremost, pretty simple enough, white vinegar. I'm going to mix this 50-50 with some warm water, let it soak inside the cast iron skillet for about an hour or so, just to break up all the rust. Now, mine's not incredibly bad. Remember, I just let it sit out here for one night. If it is worse than mine, then let it soak for a whole lot longer. I think up to like 6 hours probably is best. If you just want to do it overnight, you'll be fine. Wireless drill, the reason I need that is because I got this set of wire brushes that I'm going to attach to it. After it gets done soaking, I'll then go through and I will clean out all the inside of the cast iron skillet. Now, there's a way that you can actually make this cast iron skillet glass smooth, polish it up, and do all that. That involves some of that heavy machinery that I was talking about earlier. Also, a beverage. I have coffee. You can put whatever you want to in your cup, but you are using power tools, so keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first I'm going to start off by adding my vinegar. This could take a while with this little top thing that it's got. So a lot of people will show this process being done like in a bucket of some sort, but I actually don't have a bucket big enough to soak my cast iron. It doesn't look like I'm going to have enough vinegar to even do a 50-50, proper 50-50 mix on this, but we're gonna make do with what we got. All right, so now I've got the vinegar and I've got the water soaking in there. I'm gonna bring it right on up to the top there. Try to get as much of that cooking surface as I possibly can, soaking down in that vinegar. Now again, a lot of folks use a bucket of some sort. I don't have that much vinegar, nor do I have a bucket big enough actually to do the cast iron without wasting a significant amount of vinegar and water. Basically, all I'm really worried about is the cooking surface of the cast iron anyhow. I don't know why you would worry about the bottom other than the fact that I am going to season it and I am going to clean it up with that wire brush. So let this soak for about an hour and then we'll come back to it. All right, so I let the vinegar water mixture sit in there for about an hour, hour and a half, and as you can see, the rust is still there. Poured it out, make sure that it's completely dry, which it is. So now what I'm gonna do is take the wireless drill with my little brush accessory, get in there real good and get it cleaned up. So let's get started. We'll say you need to give it just a little bit of pressure. All right. So now what I've got to do is I've got to actually get the sides now. So now I'm going to switch attachments here. All right, let's take a look and see what she looks like. Looking good, looking real good. A little bit more. All right, now I'm gonna get one of these little guys to get down into the corners. All right, so that's what it's gonna look like now. Not perfect, but it got most of the rust off, pretty much all the rust off, and all the old seasoning off. Now what I'm going to do is go rinse it with hot soap and water. All right, and this is what it looks like once it's all washed up and complete. Now we're gonna move over to the barbecue grill. You can do this in the oven, but I'm gonna do it inside of the grill. Dude, the birds are going nuts, huh? You hear them? Wow. All right, so this is what I've done. I've set the grill on the lowest possible setting, trying to get it up to about 250 degrees here at the thermometer, and I've got the cast iron sitting on the inside. The idea here is that you want to completely dry the cast iron, make sure that there's no moisture in it. Then from there, we're going to start putting our oil on it in order to season it. Now, in order to season it, I'm going to be using avocado oil. There's all kinds of different recommendations of oil out there. One thing I have commonly heard is to not ever use olive oil, and a lot of people always use the shortening that kind of comes in a can. I think Crisco makes it. I'm not going to be using that. I'm going with the avocado oil, one, because it has a high smoke point, and two, most importantly, it's an all-natural oil. So that's what I'll be using to coat it. Right now, I'm just going to wait till it gets up to 250 degrees, and then I'm going to start coating it down. Whatever heat source you want to use is fine. A lot of people do this in their oven, but it does smoke real bad. Whatever heat source that you do use, though, you want to make sure that it's an even heat source. Any kind of uneven heat on your cast iron will actually make it warp up. Once a cast iron warps up, you actually can never get it unwarped. You have to get another cast iron. I know they're only like 20 bucks, but still a good seasoned cast iron is awesome. All right, so my cast iron is nice and dry now. I'm gonna let it sit over here for about 15 to 20 minutes. Let it get cooled down a bit before I start adding the oil. All right, so we've taken it off the grill. I'm gonna go ahead and put my avocado oil in there. Now comes the important part. So we're gonna spread this evenly, but what we're gonna do afterwards is actually take the excess off. That's pretty important, and the reason is because you don't want it unevenly seasoned. So just wipe it good all around. I'm just using this old red cloth here. You can use whatever you want. A lot of people say, you know, lint-free. You also want to put some on the outside, and the reason is for rust, and that just keeps down the rust. I've still got my grill going. My grill is heating back up. Now I'm gonna get my grill at about 375 degrees, and I'm gonna let it sit there and basically just cook for about 30 minutes at a time. All right, so now that I've wiped the avocado oil all around, I'm gonna take another paper towel here, and I'm just gonna wipe it down to get all the excess off. Once you do that, then you go put it back into your grill and let it cook for about 30 minutes at around 375 is what you want it ideally. Right, it's been right at 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking like here. Nice. I'm gonna let that sit there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, let it cool down, and then we'll repeat. All right, so I just got it off the grill, and I'd say it looks pretty good. Overall, you got 4 coats of avocado oil, 30 minutes of time inside the grill at roughly around 350, and we come out with this really nice glaze. I'm super stoked to use this thing in the morning. I'm gonna cook some eggs on it, see how it does, and I'll bring you guys along. But overall, I think that it's gonna do fantastic. The rust cleaned up nicely. There's no uneven, what looked to be heat marks or anything like that, so I'm feeling real good about this. I think this is going to be a really good deal right here. All right, this morning I got a little smoked sausage on the grill, and I got my cast iron sitting up there warming up. I'm going to go ahead and pop an egg on that cast iron. I like to have smoked sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits for the morning breakfast. So let's see how she does. Also, I'm going to put a little seasoning on my egg, and if you've never done this seasoning, this is called Montana steak. There's another one called Montreal steak. This one's by Weber. The Montreal steak is by McCormick. If you've never done any one of these seasonings on your eggs, you're missing out, so definitely try that. All right, here goes the test. For my sandwich, I like to have them kind of an over well, so that's how I'm going to make it. Sprinkle a little bit of that on there. What little bit got on the edge is coming right on off, so that's encouraging. All right, so remember, I only did 4 coats of avocado oil, and then also I didn't put any avocado oil on there before I actually put the egg on there. So let's see how she flips. That's what's left over. I would say that's not too bad. You could coat it another time just to get it just a little bit less sticky. But overall, I'd say that works a whole lot better than what it was working. So, success. Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you learned something. If you did, please make sure that you hit that like button. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Till next time, peace.